Mode.
Good morning, everybody. Sander Selten here, calling from the ICL headquarters in Holland. Welcome to the webinar today on Agromaster. As some people already know, we always wait a few minutes so everybody can call in. It's 11 o'clock here in Holland, so if everybody agree, we'll wait a few more minutes so there are other people able to call in. So please, your patience, and then we'll start in a few minutes. Good. For the second time, welcome everybody. We waited a few more minutes, so it's now 3 minutes past 11. So I suggest we start. Most of the people who registered are now also on the call. The objective of this 1 hour webinar on Agromaster is to give you an update on where we are with controlled release fertilizers, and zooming in on Emacs and on Agromaster. We have ICL area sales managers on the call, and we have let's say our distributors from around the world also on the call. So a warm welcome to everybody. My role will be limited. I will look at the questions you have. So for those people who attended webinars before, in your right screen of the webinar, you see a question box. So if you have any questions during the webinar, please write down the question there, and then we will answer it as good as possible. For now, we have muted everybody because if more than 30-40 people are unmuted, it will create a lot of noise. So I think this is the best way to organize these webinars. So my proposal is that we get started. There will be after each 5-6 slides, there will be time to ask questions as well. We will stop for a moment, and then we can answer questions. Yeah. So upon request of the team of dealers, we planned this Agromaster technical webinar. We want to give you an update on where we are with our products, and especially because there is a new coating technology which we are going to expand, the Emax release technology. As some of you know, we produced that till now in the US, and this year in let's say in 4 weeks time, Emax coating will also be produced in Europe. ICL did quite an investment in a new production line in Holland. So in this way we are able to make the agro coats here in Europe, and from here we can export to Europe, to Africa, to Asia. The advantages will be explained by Matan Gat, our senior agronomist. One of the advantages is also that we can have a cost price improvement, so that is a very positive one, and that will also have impact on Agromaster. Yeah. So the intention is to have maximum 1 hour this webinar. It depends a little bit on the questions, of course, you have. The content of the program is, okay, why controlled release fertilizer, zooming in on Agromaster, what is it, what are the typical crop recommendations, how to apply Agromaster, so we want to demonstrate to you a new software tool. During the webinar there is time to ask questions. At the end we can also reserve some time for that, and then hopefully at 12 o'clock we will end. Yeah. So I will give the microphone to Matan now, and good luck with the session.
Good morning, everybody, and thanks, Sandra, for the introduction. So as Sandra mentioned, the agenda for today will be, first we speak about a general introduction on CRF. Later on we will zoom in on the Emax, the new coating technology coming from an ICL. Then we will speak a little bit on the ICL, especially fertilizer CRF brands. And I want to show you a little bit about our new software, the Agromaster calculator. Sorry. And I want to show you an official trial where we compared Agromasters versus N inhibitors, and I want to share with you the results.
I'm not sure if we see the screen. Can we click on that? Sorry, we had a small technical issue. I hope everybody sees the screen right now. Okay, let's continue.
So as you all know, the ICL, especially fertilizer, have a solution for all feeding concept, for foliar, for fertigation. But today we will zoom in to the control release technology. Of course, it's a base fertilizers concept. First of all, what is control release fertilizer? Coated fertilizers such as polymer or sulfur coating urea are controlled release. They have a physical barrier which controls diffusion across the membranes. Now I'll show you a short image that explain what I said just now. Just a second, please. Okay, so we have some problems. I will show you just some photos. So of course, if you look here on the granules of the urea, you see inside a few components. But if you speak about the Emacs, you speak about mainly one nutrient inside, and then through small pools, waters are entering inside, and then due to the diffusion process, the nutrient will be released out of the granules or out of the coating barrier, as you can see here, until the granules remain empty only with water, and then the release will stop. Okay. Why to use coated fertilizers? First of all, to regulate the nutrients level. When we speak about using control release fertilizers, we can regulate or can the nutrient will be released slowly according to the cycle of the needs of the crops, not like granular fertilizers that will be dissolved immediately and will be available immediately after application, and by that probably will be available before the crop needs it. By using control release fertilizers, the release of the nutrients will match the crop demand for those nutrients. Simplify for the irrigation. When we are using control release fertilizers, in most of the cases we would need to use water solubles or less water solubles than we used to, so it makes life of the farmer easier. Reduce soil compactation, less application, of course, mean less compactation, less time tractor need to enter to the fields. Less quantity to be applied, so as we will talk in a few minutes, control release fertilizers or the CRF technology means that products are more let's say, we're having less losses by using this concept, mainly losses for volatilization or for example, or for leaching. And if we calculate the amount of losses that you suffer with the granular regular fertilizers, so by using control release fertilizers, we can come with less nutrients and get the same results. Safety for young plant. So if we are working with 100% control release fertilizers, we can apply the fertilizer close to the young roots without causing any harm to the roots due to high salinity. And friendly to the environment, as I said before, control release fertilizers let's say are not so, when you use control release fertilizers, there is less losses, especially for leaching, and by that there's less contamination of underground water. Any question till now? Okay, I don't see much of a question, so we can continue.
So if you have any questions, please write them down in the questions box, and then we will read it up loud and we will answer it. Apologies for the video which did not work. We will try to show it at the end of the presentation.
Okay, let's zoom now to the Emacs technology. Emacs release technology based on polymer coating. Let's go to see more on the characteristic of this coating technology. So first, we will speak about the strong, durable coating. When we speak about strong coating, it means those products can be resistant, either if they're suffering from bad transportation or severe handling. In this graph, what I want to show you is that if they would stimulate really severe handling and transportation, and then we check the nitrogen release out of the granules. So as you can see here, the initial nitrogen release is very low, so it means that the granules themselves haven't been harmed, so no nitrogen was leaching, so it means we have a strong coating, so you don't have a problem with handling and transportation, and even, and very important, while broadcasting, the granules is not easy to be, the granules or the coating layer is not easy to be harmed, and by that it's very easy and safe to use it and to broadcast it. Release mechanism based on temperature. So very important to know that the most important factor when we are dealing with a control release fertilizer is the soil temperature, because the release is dependent on the soil temperature. When we declare, for example, here we show the release curve of Emax 4 to 5 months, so it's 4 to 5 months under 21 degrees. When the soil temperature changes, it means that the release, the longevity of the release will change. So if we're looking here on the light blue curve, that stimulates the temperature soil of 18 to 21 degrees, we can see that 90% of the nutrients will be released between 20 to 24 weeks. So it's following what we declared, 4 to 5 months. But if soil temperature is lower, 13 to 16 degrees, we can see already that the release will take much longer, 28 to 32 weeks. So it's very important to know what is the crop demand and to know what is the soil temperature, the average soil temperature during your growth period, and then to find the right product that will match the accurate needs in your area. Predictable longevities at highest temperature. Here I want to show you how Agrocoat Emax perform in different temperature, but I want to compare it with the N inhibitors that we know are very dominant in the market till now. So when we speak about N inhibitor, we speak the companies declare that let's say it's not control release, but it's slow release nitrogen that will reduce the nitrogen or will release the nitrogen during 60 days. Okay, let's check if what the companies declared is really right. So there is 3 different soil temperature. We will start with 10 degrees. The triangle lines and the square lines mean 2 different N inhibitor, nitrification inhibitors. And this curve is just ammonium sulfate. So in under 10 degrees in the soil, you can see that the ammonium sulfate will convert to nitrate after 20 or 25 days, while the N inhibitors will perform well, even too well, and they will keep the nitrogen in the ammonium source for longer even than 60 days, longer than declared. But what happens if the soil temperature is 20 degrees? So first of all, you see the ammonium sulfate without the N inhibitors, all the nitrogen will transfer to, or the ammonium will transfer to nitrate after 15 days. And the N inhibitors, we can see here that after 25, 28 days, already 85% of the ammonium will convert to nitrate, and after 35 days, 100% of the ammonium will be nitrate. So again, not as declared. If you are going to higher soil temperature, 30 degrees, you can see that the N inhibitors, as well as just the ammonium sulfite, really doesn't perform well, and after 15 minutes, all the ammonium will transfer to nitrate. So totally not as declared, that we're speaking about around 60 days. Sorry. Let's have a look what is going on when we are checking the Agrocoat 1 to 2 months in different soil temperature. So the green curve will stimulate the soil temperature of 10 degrees. You can see here, as we said, that also control release fertilizers have soil temperature have major influence on the release. So we can see here that 60% of the nutrient will be released after 50 days, and it will take around 90 days to complete the release. So it will be instead 1 to 2 months, it will be around 3 months. When we are looking on the Emax 1 to 2 months in 21 degrees, the red curve, you can see that 80% of the release will be after around 38 days, and final release will be after 45 days, so as declared between 1 to 2 months. When we are looking on the 32 on on the blue curves that stimulate 32 degrees soil temperature, we see that 90% of the nitrogen will be released after 30 days. So we say that after 35 days, this will be 100% release of these granules. So yeah, it's much shorter than in 20 degrees, but if you compare 1 to 2 months, 1 to 2 months that will release in around 30 or 35 days, to the intake that will release after 15 days, you see much of a difference. And we have another benefits by using control release fertilizers that we can choose between different longevities. So for example, if we take the Agrocoat 2 to 3 months, let's assume that the farmers have soil temperature of 32 degrees, so we can see that the release curve shows us that after 40 or 45 days, all the nitrogen will be released from the granules. So we have two advantages by using control release fertilizer. First, we have, and we know exactly how the product will behave in different temperatures. And the other advantage that we can choose between different products that will match each farmer or each area's needs. Thin coating weight. Why it's important to have thin and light coating weight? Because it means more nutrients. Here we have a picture we took through a microscope. Here you see the urea inside the granules, and here you see the coating area. You see it's very thin. And why it's important? Again, because it means more nutrients in the granules. For example, uncoated urea contains 46% of nitrogen, and our Emax 2 to 3 months contains 44% of nitrogen. So it means we lose only 2% of nitrogen due to the coating layer. So it means that if we take, for example, 1 ton of uncoated urea, we have 460 kg of nitrogen, and with the 2 to 3 months Emax technology, we have 440 kg of nitrogen. So we are losing only 20 kg of nitrogen, but we have the control release product with the advantage we talked about before. Better for the environment, reduce nitrogen leaching. Here I want to show you a trial we did together with product development with Roland Clement in Italy, together with the University of Pisa. Okay, in the University of Pisa, and I want to show you here in the picture on the right side. You can see the setup of the trial. You can see here that we use big container, big pots, where we plant 4 plants of tomatoes, and we grow them to around 3 months till we have fruits. We apply some base fertilizers that can be in the conventional treatment ammonium sulfate, and in the other two different treatment we change it with 20% of the total nitrogen coming from Emax and 40% of the total nitrogen coming for Emax. And we measure the leaching or the drainage during the growth time, and in the drainage we measure the nitrogen that was removed with the water, with the drainage. And we found very interesting results. We found, if I speak about real numbers, so we apply per hectare, if we calculated this per hectare, we found out that we apply during the growth time 360 kg of nitrogen, and while using the conventional way, just ammonium sulfate as a base fertilizers, 127% of the total nitrogen was leaching, so 35% of the total nitrogen were leaching. While changing only or converting only 20% of the ammonium sulfate to Emax, we already managed to reduce the leaching quantities to 97 kg of nitrogen. So only 26% or 27% of the total nitrogen was leaching. And when you convert 40% of the ammonium sulfate to Emax technology, the maximum or the total nitrogen that was leaching was only 57 kg of nitrogen. So we managed to have 55% less or lower nitrogen losses by using the Emacs technology. And this is very important, of course, for the environment, less leaching, less pollution of underground water, but also very important for the farmers as well. So farmers know they are using much more efficient products. Broad portfolio of coating components, including macro and micronutrients. So here I show you a list, not the fullest part of our portfolio that we have in the AgroCoat range. And as you can see, we start with 1 to 2 months. I want to put the light on this formula, the 2 to 3 months, because till now it was 4300, but as Sandra told you, we will start production now in Holland, in Heerlen, and here we managed to have to improve our product and to have 44% of nitrogen in the product, and it's immediately make it as an EC fertilizer. So it means we can sell it as is 4400 in all the countries in Europe without any problems. So we don't need to mix it with other nutrients to make it an EC fertilizer. And we have 3 to 4 months, 4 to 5 months, 5 to 6 months, but we also coated some other elements like coated MAP that it's 11, 47, 0, 1 to 2 months as a starter, and we coat also MOP, potassium chloride 0, 0, 46, 5 to 6 months in areas where potassium is leaching as well. For example, we are, just for your knowledge, we are testing now other elements that we would like to coat. One example is iron. We would like to, or we already coated iron, and now it's in the fields. We are testing this product in the fields, and it seems that we have positive results, and by the end of this summer we will have final results, and if it will continue to be positive as it looks, so we will launch a coated iron product for 2017. Any questions?
So the questions are limited. One of the questions comes from Levon Gazarayan, if I pronounce it correctly. His question, I think, is answered. It was about the different longevities. So what Matan showed, it starts from 1 to 2 months up to 5 to 6 months. It's not only urea what can be coated, but also MAP or MOP in different longevities as well. So we have quite a broad range of longevities. I hope that answers the questions. Another question is the release date data of at different temperatures. So I think also Matan showed that in one of those earlier slides. So we can simulate at this time pretty correctly the release of the different AgroCoat products at different soil temperatures. So if there is a specific request, please contact us and we can supply that information. Yeah. For so far, no other questions, so I suggest we continue, Matan.
Okay. Thank you, Sandor. So let's continue. So let's speak a little bit on our brands, the brands we have in range. So our premium brand is the Agroblend. What is Agroblend? Agroblend is a control release NPK fertilizer. So it means it's a blend of NPKs, 100% coated. Okay, so it's very safe to use. 100% of the nutrients are coated based on polyester and resin technology and Emacs as well. And the longevity is between 2 to 3 months up to 16, 18 months. The AgroCoat that you just talked about is a control release single elements. Okay, we coated on urea or MAP or potassium sulfite or iron. So we'll keep or calcium nitrate or whatever, but it will be only one granule. So in one granule it could be 2 elements, but it still remains a single granule, mainly from the Emacs technology, but a little bit still from the resin technology. 100% of the components are coated, as I said, and the longevity is between 1, 2 months up to 5, 6 months. And the third brand we have in our range is the Agromaster. That's why we are having this webinar today. And the Agromaster is control release NPK fertilizers. It's a blend of coated and uncoated product, mainly based on the Emax technology, but a little bit comes also from the resin technology, coating technology. 30 up to 99% of the components are coated, depending on the formula. And the longevity is from 2 to 3 months up to 5-6 months. Let's zoom now more to the Agromaster. So, as I said, Agromaster. What is Agromaster? Agromaster is a product combining ICL's advanced coating technology with specially selected conventional granules. It means that Agromaster is a blend of few products, few components. You can now in our existing range, you can find in one formula between 5 to 6 different components inside. So you will see a different shape, different color, a little bit of the granules, but still in a blend it will be as declared. When to apply Agromaster? First, as a base fertilizer before sowing or planting. So use Agromaster exactly as you use granules, compound fertilizers, knowing exactly what the crop needs, what you have remain in the soil from the last crop, and apply the right formulation, since we have wide range of formulation in our portfolio. But you can use also Agromaster as a side dress application when NPK is needed. Sometimes on vegetable farmers will go to the fields again using NPKs, broadcasting or place it in the row. So of course you can use Agromaster instead of the compounds. Or for example in orchards, when farmers will apply some compound fertilizers in early spring before they will use the irrigation system, and again you can use this Agromaster instead of the compound fertilizers. Agromaster application methods. So first application, the first method will be the broadcasting. Maximum spreading distance is 36 meters, but it depends on the formula. I will touch this point in a minute. We can use Agromaster. It's also recommended to use Agromaster in rows or in the bed, or to place it in the bed or in spot. So it make this application is better because while placing the product close, not too close, but close to the roots, to make it more efficient. But so for best result, place the fertilizers under the drip line, 5 to 10 centimeter depth and 5 to 7 centimeter apart from the plants. Why close to the drip line? So we'll have the product will be always near the wet zone, so we will have consistent release. And 5 to 7 centimeter, due to the fact that Agromaster is a blend of coated and uncoated product, and we don't want to harm the young roots. The third method is direct application. When we speak about the direct application, we speak mainly about the Agromaster Start Mini that can be applied directly while sowing, using the drilling device. So while sowing, for example, the wheat, so you can place near the seeds the small granules of the Agromaster Start Mini for having a better start, a better starter for the young seeds, because when you have the young roots are gramineate, so if you have phosphate and a little bit of nitrogen very close to them, you will have much better start. But please be careful, don't use Agromaster in the planting crop, as it consists uncoated nutrients which may harm the young root system. So don't put Agromaster and on top of that put the plants. Make sure that there is a distance between minimum 5 centimeter between the young plants and the Agromaster. In the planting goal, of course, you can use our other brands like AgroBlend, for instance, that it's perfect for applying in the planting hole, since it's all the components are coated. Here we have example of the maximum spreading rates we can use our product. So for example, we have here, the one here is the Agromaster 2406, 5 to 6 months from the resin technology. So as you can see here in the spreading test that we did, we found out that the best and the most accurate broadcasting will be if the farmers will apply it every 27 meters or 24 meters, but not more. Other products like the AgroCoat Emax 4300, that's now it's 4400, 2 to 3 months. We can definitely go for 36 meters without any problem. So please, when farmers are buying our product and they want to broadcast it, please make sure they know exactly the way they can broadcast it. Okay? Sorry. The way they can broadcast it. Okay? If you are missing these details, please contact us and we will support you with this information. We have more and more information on the spreading rate of our products. New Agromaster formulation. Actual and new Agromaster blends will be tested this year. When I'm speaking on new Agromaster, we are looking, as I said before, Agromaster now is a blend of 5 or 6 different components. Now we are looking of new formulation that will have only 2 to 3 different granules inside. That will be more uniform granules, bigger size, so we could spread them for wider distance. So we can maybe in the near future we can say that all our Agromaster or most of our Agromaster product we could spread up to 36 meters without any problems. This will come in the near future. Here is some example of CRF applicator. So in the right side you see hand applicator. In the middle one you see a bed applicator when the farmer will build the beds, will put the plastic, the drip line, and also will place the fertilizers. And to the left you see another row applicator. Here you see how it works in the field. When we apply here is the AgroBlend or Agromaster. And here we'll place everything in one go, the bed, the plastic, the drip line, and the nutrients. Very efficient way to do that. Applicator for orchards, as I said, many farmers will apply a compound fertilizers in early time or in autumn time, so they can sure replace the compound fertilizer with our Agromaster and get more consistent and less leaching by using our products. And this is application method when we spoke about the Agromaster Start Mini, so to mean to use the drilling devices also for applying the fertilizers. And if you look here to the right, you can see here this is the tanks for the seeds, but we have here the tank for the fertilizers. And while sowing, the farmers will place the Agromaster Start Mini close to the seeds for much better starter. Yeah. For example, we speak about changing methods while working with Agromaster Start Mini. So we're speaking about using about 60 kg of Agromaster Start Mini while sowing. Okay, instead of let's say 300 kg of compound fertilizers in the conventional practice. So we can use lower quantities of fertilizers and getting better starter just because we place the fertilizers close to the seeds. Any questions?
So till now, no other questions. One question comes from the overview of the different products, where we also showed a 0055 or a 0056. That was a coated MOP, muriate of potash. We also have coated SOP, that will be a 0043 product. So both the potassium sulfate as the potassium chloride can be coated, and these products are available in different longevities. So there are no other specific questions, Matan, so I think it's all clear for the team, so let's continue.
Thank you. So let's continue, as Sandra said. Now I want to speak about how to choose the right formula. For choosing the suitable formula, distributor or farmer have to take into account few factors. Part of them are the nutrients need of the crop, the average soil temperature, the expected yield, and the farmer practice. All of that sound too complicated, huh? So for that, please use our new tool, the Agromaster calculator. In the next slide, I will show you briefly how to work with the Agromaster calculator. This software is available on the web, in the internet, but of course you need to ask for a login and password from Central Marketing in Holland. So let's zoom in to the Agromaster calculator. That will make our life easier. So when you enter to the Agromaster calculator, in the first screen you see here the option to choose the crop, and then please choose the target yield and the soil temperature, and immediately you will get the harvest removal of the crops. So it will give you a clue how much nutrient the crop demand. If you want to achieve, for example, here it's carrot, if you want to achieve 60 tons of commercial yield. Second screen will show you the compare of two separate fertilizer programs, current grower practice and versus the Agromaster practice. So first, in the left, you can add the inputs that the farmers give you. So what is the current practice of the farmer? So you can use the product that you can apply, the product is using now. You have a list of products, but if one of the products is not existing, of course you can add it very easily. The amount, and very important, the application date. Okay, we will understand in a minute why it's important. And after building or after entering, uploading the farmer practice, you can go to the comparison practice, the practice with the coated fertilizers, and put it here again with product rate and application date. And later on you will get, next step, you will get this table. So the harvest removal here, the current practice, how much NPKs the farmers is now applying, and what is the comparison practice, the practice that we built with the control release fertilizers. When you have red values, it means that you didn't apply enough only to cover the harvest removal. So it gives you an alert, pay attention. Maybe you should think to give a little bit more of those nutrients, or it's not needed because there is enough in the water or in the soil. Another important thing is this lines. It shows you the percentage of the control nitrogen, control release nitrogen, control release potassium in your plant. So current practice, it doesn't use any control release, and the practice you plant have much more, around 50% of N and K that coming from control release. And a very important factor as well is the number of application. You can see here the farmer practices 5 times to apply nutrients, and by using control release fertilizer in the plant that we built, following similar nutrition need, we need to have only 2 applications. The next step that you, or next screen that you find out is it's calculate the cumulative delivery of nitrogen and potassium in both plants. Okay, so let's have a look on the nitrogen delivery. The blue curve stimulates the farmer practice, so he will put he will apply some nutrients before planting, and then he will go each time. You can see here the step. It's mean another application. So we'll give 5 applications in the period of 90 days. Okay, to following the nitrogen need of the crop. And look how elegant it is by using Agromaster. One application will be before sowing or while planting. We are using Agromaster, so you see the uncoated nitrogen as initial release, and then the release curve of the coated fertilizers. And the second application that will be around 60 days, again with Agromaster with some uncoated nutrients and the coated nutrients, that you can see how it's following better the nutrient need of the crop, similar to the grower practice and with less applications. And for potassium is the same. In the end, after drilling the fertilizer plant, you can easily give the farmer or leave the farmer a report, a very, very clear report. First, you will see here the grower details, then with the summary of the table of the removal and the current practice and the comparison practice, the practice that you prepared, the graphs that you just talked about, and the two different recipes, okay, the grower practice recipe and the recipes that you recommended, the product, the quantities, and the time of application. And in the end, you will find the agronomist detail stating who prepared this fertilizers recommendation. And believe me, after working a while with this calculator, you will find out that you can give a comparison tracking using Agromaster in 5 or 10 minutes. So after having the farmer practice, it will be very easy for you to prepare the right recommendation for the farmers, taking in consideration all the factors I mentioned before. Now I want to show you corn nitrogen demand compared with nitrogen supply. So I want to show you again how the Agromaster calculator, the graphs coming from the Agromaster calculators, helping us to see if we are following the nitrogen need of the crop. So for example, here I took the corn. So in this graph we will see the corn nitrogen uptake in days. So we can see that only after 35 days after sowing, the nitrogen demand starting to grow. But the rapid nutrition or the rapid demand of nitrogen start after 40 days up to 80 days. So there you have 40 days when the demand for nitrogen is very fast for the crop, and there you need available nitrogen. Okay, not before and not after. Let's follow the practice of that farmer we're talking about. So we can see here that the farmer will apply as a base fertilizer 90 kg of urea, and second application after 30 or 40 days, because it's the last time we can enter to his field, we will top it with another 90 kg of nitrogen for total 180 kg of nitrogen. Both two applications will be before, or the second one will be just before the crop really demand the nitrogen. So probably we will suffer from a lot of losses. While if you look on the green curve, when we use only Emax 4300, you can see here how it stimulates the release of the nitrogen along the time. So you see here we have some initial release, but you will see that we are really following the nitrogen demand, the corn nitrogen demand, and the release will stop after 85 or 90 days, exactly following the corn nitrogen need. So this is this tool or this slide I'm going to show you that even if you check the nitrogen or the corn nitrogen demand with the release of Emax, you will find a nice correlation. And if you think that is not fitting your release, please check the 1 to 2 months or the 3 to 4 months, and you for sure find the right solution for most of your crops. For getting login and password, please contact Christian Filote through his email address that you can see on the screen. And later on you can find, Sander will send you this presentation, and you can have this email address and ask Christian for the login and password. Any questions?
So just to add to this, what Matan explained, it's quite a new tool which we developed. Already many people are using it worldwide. So if you are interested in to start testing it, please send an email to Christian Filotte. He is our technical manager, and he can provide you a password, and then it's very easy to start using it. So I think that will be a big support. So it's available for dealers, for distributors, for consultants. Many of them are now on the line. So please let us know via short email, and then we will give you the login. Yeah. They will be this program will be updated with, if you have specific requests on a fertilizer you are using in your area, we can add it. Very simple. What Matan explained, there will be new Agromaster analysis and AgroCode analysis coming in the next months, so they will be uploaded. I think one of the earlier slides Matan showed the influence of the temperature. So here you can very easily enter your own soil temperatures, and then also the release curves of the different products are adjusted to that soil temperature. So it's quite an accurate software program. Till now I don't have too many questions. Perhaps a good comment, we showed Agromaster Mini in winter wheat, where Matan mentioned indeed 60 kilograms per hectare. We are doing a lot of trials in controlled release all over the world, as you might know. One of the things we are doing also with the mini starter in corn, where we even use up to 25 kilograms per hectare. So we are testing what is giving the best results at different rates and different products. So more and more information is becoming available. Yeah. So far, no other questions. So I think Matan, please continue.
Thank you, Sander. Now I want to go with you on a proven performance of Agromaster. I want to follow a trial we did on melons in France. So the trial setup was like that. First, you want to prove ICL CRF and water-soluble technology will result in higher yield compared to the grower practice. Planting was March 2014, harvest was June 2014. We did it in South France in an official trial station named Serachem. What was the treatment? So the grower practice was Novatec, so it's mean inhibitors plus patent Kali, and then they will come with other nutrients through the fertigation, MAP and potassium nitrate. And we had two treatments of us. First, we use the same base fertilizers, the Novatec with patent Kali, and replace only the water solubles with Solinur, two types of Solinurs. But the second and the most interesting treatment was to replace the Novatec with Agromaster in similar formula. We left the patent Kali and we use again Solinur for water soluble instead of singles. And let's see what we got. So very important just to look on the commercial yield. So with the grower practice we got lower yield, around 26 tons, and the Novatec with Solinur we got around 30 tons, and Agromaster plus Solinur we have the same yield. So till now it's look that we have similar results, but please pay attention now. This is the most important thing, at least in this trial. When we speak about category 1, we mean first class. Category 2, it means second class, so farmer can sell it but not in the same prices. We can see here that in first class Agromaster plus Solinur gave us 51% of the yield was in first class, and around 40% was in second class. While when you use Novatec and Solinur, you have 50-50, 44 and 43% of first class and second class. And the grower practice was again 45% first class and 42% second class, but the yield was much lower. So let's focus on these two. Let's focus on these two and let's see how it influences on the return of investment to have much more product in the first class. So first, the grower practice to the left. So we said it's a lower yield, only 26 tons, around 50-50 the high quality and the low quality. And the total income for the farmer was 30,800 euro per hectare. Okay. When we change only the water solubles to solinur, we have higher yield, but the split between first class to second class was similar. So we have the total income of the farmer was 33,400 euro. We have extra income of 23 euros while using water solubles. So the extra income only from changing from single to water solubles gave us 2,500, more than 2,500 euros per hectare. But by changing Novatec or any inhibitors to Agromaster, we are on the same yield, but we have much higher yield in the first class category. And let's see how it's influencing the return of investment. So the total income was more than 32,000 euro per hectare. Extra cost by using Agromaster and solinur was 130 euros per hectare. And the total income, the net extra profit was more than 5,000 euro per hectare. But you see here the difference between ICL 1 to ICL 2 is around 2,500 euro. This difference comes from using Agromaster. And why we got this results? Because South Europe, the temperature is pretty high. We saw that Novatec in those kind of temperature is not performing well, so most of the nitrogen probably was released in early stages. While using Agromaster, we have a very consistent homogeneous release along the growth cycle, what leave us in the end with higher quality of the fruit. So we didn't have peaks of nitrogen application. We have a homogeneous release along the growth cycle that determine for the better quality of the fruits. Okay, so again, very important to pay attention to the soil temperature and to focus on that while we recommended to use the control release fertilizers versus any inhibitors. And of course we have the main advantage of Agromaster or control release fertilizers versus the conventional product that we have released a long time, not like granule fertilizers that will be dissolved pretty immediately and most of the nutrients will be available immediately, and the plants doesn't need such a lot of nutrients in such early stages. Any questions? We are now closing to the end of the webinar. So if you have a question for this section or for the rest, or what Sander and myself talked in the last 45 minutes or 50 minutes, so please ask them now.
So, Matan, there are no other questions written down in the question box. So, also looking at the time, it is exactly 12 o'clock. There are no other questions, so we will give people slightly a few minutes to raise questions. But if we don't get any questions at this moment, then we will end the webinar. So I can imagine that after hearing Matan for the last 50 minutes, there might be questions coming up later on. Feel free to contact your local ICL area sales manager, or contact us in the head office here. so we are open for all of your questions. So feel free to ask. If not, then for now we will end this webinar. You will get the recording of the webinar by email in this afternoon, so you can, when you have more time, you can easily listen back to it. And as said, if you have any questions, if you want to make use of the Agromaster calculator, please send us an email and we'll give you access right. And if you have any other questions, feel free to contact us. So I wish everybody a very good Friday afternoon and a very good weekend. And thanks for attending this webinar. And stay well. Thank you very much.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.